Hey guys, so I have been asked several times here recently by different agents whether they should take their time to blog on their website. It seems that they've been being instructed or kind of told to or steered in that direction by everyone from their broker or team leader to their website or IT guy to some gurus online, right? They're saying, hey, optimize your website for SEO and do that by writing blogs, and you're going to generate new leads that way. And here's kind of where I'm at, right? So, my background, I've got like 15 years of SEO under my belt. It's, I guess, a little over 10 years doing it for clients other than my own business. Um, 4+ years doing them for real estate agents, right? So, can you beat out some of the people that are out there, the Realtor.coms and the Zillows and things like that, Redfin, in the search results? Well, sure you can. It is doable, but the question is, should you? And let me kind of walk you through that, right? So as I walk through here, I think it's switching. There you go. Little background on SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. It refers to um, the listings or the links that are going to come up, the pages that rank in sites like Google, and how you do that organically without paying for advertisements. Um, what it really refers to is the signals that your website shows to Google as to what each page is about. And then Google has to take your page and the million other pages that are also about that topic and decide which one is the most authoritative or the best result for a search. They do that using hundreds of different variables, but quite frankly, a handful of those variables are what really trigger whether a website is seen as authoritative or not. First, the content on the page does need to be relevant to the search term. Google's pretty good about making sure that that's the case. Content, on-site stuff, title tags, alt tags, um, you know, internal site architecture, meaning all the pages on your site that have some sort of relevance to it, pointing back to it with links internally. Those are the things that we look for on site primarily. When we look off site, you look at other sites that are pointing towards yours being about that topic, right? The topic that someone's searching for. Um, that's a very high level, basic, quick approach to SEO, right? When we look at the numbers, though, we'll come back here. The being in first place used to really get you the highest number, obviously, of people searching for you actually landing on your page. The problem is that over the years, and sorry, it looks like there's an airplane going over right now. Over the years, Google has gone from having one or two ads at the top to having four ads at the top. They do this because they're a publicly traded company with a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders to improve revenue and to improve profitability. And they're in the business of selling ads. So the way that they do that is they put more of them there and siphon off users that theoretically years ago would have gone to organic results and get them to click on the top ones, right? So they add more. They take up the top four spots in a lot of markets. What that means is that the organic click throughs have gone down. Now, I've seen numbers as recent as like 2014, I think, that show that first place organic gets somewhere in the 30% range, and that number drops pretty quickly. The bottom five organic results have like a combined 3.5% or 3.73% of the clicks that land on the page. So if 100 people do that search, between three and four of them will click on any of the search results below the fifth one. Um, for the calculations that we're going to do here to get you an idea of what that means, we're going to use 2%, saying that somehow you made it to the first page on the lower part of it, which means that you're probably not spending money on offsite optimization. So we're just going to work the numbers backwards, guys. One transaction. Oh, look at that. That came off. One transaction with a 20% conversion from people contacting you, right? So if you get 5 people to contact you saying one of those actually comes to a conversion, but we're going to go through and just kind of work them backwards and see how many people and how long it's going to take from an SEO perspective to generate leads with just standard blog posts, right? If one transaction takes 5 people coming, to you, which is a pretty high conversion rate, quite frankly, when you're talking about internet leads, right? So we're going to divide by 20%. That gives us 5. A 1% conversion from your website to a contact. That's pretty standard. Um, for most websites is that you send 100 people to the site and one of them is going to click through. So we're going to divide that 5 by zero point zero 0.01, gives us 500. 2% conversion from Google search to your page. So divide by zero point zero 0.02, puts us at 25,000. What that's saying is 25,000 people have to search for this term for 2% of them to come to your website. 1% of the people coming to your website are going to actually pick up the phone and contact you in some way, shape, or form, right? And then to get 5 of those people to contact you so that you can get one transaction out of the deal. That's what this number is. So 25,000 people have to make that search. The problem is that for most of these long tail keywords that most people go after to try to rank their blogs, because quite frankly, you're not going to be able to do it um, without offsite work in more competitive terms, you get 10 or 20 of them a month. So let's consider 20, the high side, and say, okay, you're going to get 20 of them a month. How long is it going to take you uh, to generate one, right? So if we divide 25,000 by 20 searches a month, you get 1,250 months. Divide that by 12 months, you're talking 104 years. You should expect one transaction every 104 years based on these numbers. That's a horrible use of your time. Stop doing it. Take a look at what the results look like up here, guys. So this is Realtor.com. Why do they smash your website? Because they have 37 million pages that are indexed in Google. Each one of those pages has a little bit of authority. Regardless of how brand new it is, every site that's indexed by Google gets a little bit of authority, and their internal site architecture points them back at each other, at other pages on their website, right? In addition to tons and tons and tons of other websites pointing at Realtor.com. You don't have 37.3 million internal pages on your site indexed with Google. The reality is that you need to be able to compete with a company like this that's got so much authority in it, inbuilt because of the 37 million pages and the good on-site architecture, feeding all of that authority back into their website. Take a look at what that means, right? So we go to Minneapolis Realtor, right? This happens to be fairly local. What we're looking at is 3 ads on top, right? So people who are paying for it. One of them is Realtor.com. Then the local association, Realtor.com. Local association's Facebook page. Zillow. And then we've got multiple other ones here that are just decent sized brokerages, right? Real estate agent in Minneapolis. We've got 4 ads at the top. This is the only place you can get in, right? And these are not blog posts that are doing that. Then Zillow, Realtor, Yelp, Redfin, Super Real Estate Agent, Minnesota Monthly. These are going to be things that have relatively high authority. Angie's List, high authority, right? The reality is that the only place you're seeing people show up down here, and I guarantee they're doing some offsite work, are in the bottom, 3 or 4 that are available. Let's go over here to Lakeville Realtor, for instance, right? Realtor.com, Zillow, Edina Realty, Remax. If you guys really think you're going to beat those out with basic blog posts, you're kidding yourselves. And so that's why it just plain does not make sense to do that. Now, there's a couple other reasons it doesn't make sense, and I'll be real upfront with you about it. Video works much better. That's just what it is. You don't have to like it, it just is what it is. So that's really what you probably ought to be focused on, guys. Is I think this is you guys, yeah. Is spending some time making videos. They're quick, they're easy. A blog post takes what 20 or 30 minutes to write and proofread and do, whereas a video, you already have the idea in your head. You pull it out, you point it at yourself, you talk about it for 90 seconds, you upload it to YouTube, you upload it to Instagram, you upload it to Facebook. Maybe you embed it on your website as well, and then you move on, right? Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram have their own built in audiences that are going to see it then. And it doesn't matter if it ranks, because the reality is it probably isn't going to. Now, it's substantially more likely that you'll rank a video than you will a blog post. And we know by 2020 about 80% of video views, or excuse me, content being seen online are going to be videos, right? So most people aren't going to be, paying attention as much to long, boring, stale blog posts. That's the reality. So being able to put the content together, answer questions, do facts, FAQs, frequently asked questions, and push that content out through video is just going to be better for you either way, guys. In addition to that, you're going to be able to get it in front of more people. Simply taking a look at Facebook, right? 8 billion video views a day. YouTube, 7 billion video views a day. When you look at putting your video onto Facebook, it's going to get 2 and a third times more eyeballs from Facebook organically than posting a link to a blog post. So the numbers are in. It doesn't make sense for you to take your time to go out there and blog if it's for SEO purposes. If you're going to do it and try to push content over to it, fine, that's great. The problem is you're still going to see a very low conversion ratio on it. There are better ways to generate leads. So in my book, it doesn't pay for you to do it. It doesn't pay for you to take the time to do it unless you've done everything else you possibly can do um, to generate leads. It should be a last resort. Um, if you have any questions, go ahead. Feel free to post them in any comment area that's below this, or to reach out to us and ask us. We'll do our best to answer your question. Have an awesome day.